Hi, welcome to Story in Short. Today I am going to tell you a story about a tailor who gains special powers after being struck by lightning, but must take down an unexpected foe if he is to become the superhero his hometown needs. It's a 2021 released Malayalam action adventure movie named Minal Murali. The movies start in a festival field in which people are sitting and watching a stage show. Suddenly a person alert everyone that there is a fire in firecrackers store. All of a sudden, multiple explosion happens and we see a young boy on ground, who is injured and looking at the actor of the stage show. Then a huge explosion happens. Present day, in television there is a news happening about a phenomenal thing which is going to happen after 700 years, and warns everyone about the lightning and storm. In tea shop sub-inspector of police, Sajan is waiting for Jason, who is in a relation with Binsi his daughter. Shibu who works in tea shop comes in late, and he was searching for his lost wallet. Shop owner hits and scold him for coming late. In town Jason was preparing all the documents needed for his passport. Jason, a young tailor from the village of Karukanmula, dreams of building a career in the United States. Without knowing about Sajan, Jason comes to Karukanmula and meets Binsi who is waiting in the bus stop. After seeing this, Sajan slaps Jason and forbids him to date his daughter Binsi, and tells him that she is already engaged with a person named Anish. At night, Shibu goes to his house after finding his wallet from road. At home Shibu's father was making firecrackers for the festive season. From him Shibu comes to know that his old lover has come back to the village, as her husband left after finding some illness in their daughter. Shibu just after knowing this take a boat and goes to see her. Meanwhile Jason dresses as a Santa Claus and goes with the carol to see Binsi, but he sees her with her fiancé Anish. With anger he removes his mask and reveals himself. All of a sudden lightning hits Jason and Shibu who is in the boat. Villagers takes Jason to hospital and inform his family about the incident. His father, sister and sister's son rushes to the hospital. Doctor performs CPR and he regains consciousness. In morning Shibu also regains consciousness and see his boat drifted to some place. He finds his way back to home and collapse again. Meanwhile doctor runs multiple tests on Jason. When doctor tests ECG on him, machine started to spark and fire. Shibu gets fever and started to shiver. As he is shivering, the things in his home also vibrates. His father misunderstands as it is earthquake and wakes up Shibu and they both runs outside. Just after they are outside vibration stops and Shibu blames his father for making up fake stories. Jason gets discharged from hospital and comes back to house. There we see Jason's brother-in-law, Constable Sibi Pathan, who is not in a good term with Jason and his father. Without reason he scolds Jason's sister in front of them. At night Jason's sister gives him some of her ornaments, and tell him to sell it and pay the cash for his visa. Morning he sells the gold and with that cash he comes to the shop. There Dasan, Yu Shah's brother, asked him for some money for Yu Shah's daughter's operation fee. Jason lies that he doesn't have any money and goes in. He keeps a bundle of money inside the book. Then he goes out to see BG who take care of the passport work for him and runs a martial arts class in the village. While he comes in, BG kicks Anish out of that building, as he had cheated her and going to marry Binsi, ex-girlfriend of Jason. Jason calms BG and asks her about his passport. He starts to cough and spit out some blue-colored gel. At night he couldn't sleep as he started hearing noises inside his head. For wind he tries to open window but whole window with frame falls down. After hearing the noise his nephew, Josmoon also wakes up. Jason hear water droplet noise from bathroom. He went to close it, but he broke the tap and door of the bathroom. Josmoon understand that Jason got superpower but he didn't tell him. In morning Dasan reaches village with his sister Yu Shah and her daughter. Everyone started staring Yu Shah, as every man in the village has a desire on her. Dasan goes to tea shop for a shelter from rain. Shibu comes with tea and sees Yu Shah. Shibu begins to cough and spit out same blue gel as Jason. In home Jason's family thinks something is wrong with him. Sibi Pathan gets into a fight with his wife and hits her. Enraged by this, Jason pushes Pathan and the latter falls into a well and everyone present is shocked by his strength. After knowing about this Josmoon confirms that he is having super power. Joesmoon told Jason about superhero and he thinks that Jason is having superpowers. So with the help of Joesmoon, Jason tries to find out all power he has, and they comes to a conclusion that he got super strength, super speed and can hit things on target. Meanwhile Shibu also found out about his new ability like super strength, super speed and telekinetic powers. One day Yu Sha comes to Shibu's tea shop where the owner makes a move on Yu Sha. Shibu is enraged and threatens him with his new telekinetic powers, asking him to stay away from her or otherwise he will kill him, and Shibu leaves. In Yu Sha's house, Keshu, one of the richest men in that village, comes with a proposal for Yu Sha. Dasan asked Yu Sha to marry him, as he is only one who can help their family from this situation. Just after Dasan and Keshu leaves, Shibu come to the house with the umbrella which she left in tea shop and saw her daughter faint. Shibu help her and get her daughter to hospital. The doctor tells Yu Sha that her daughter needs to start the operation on her now or else she might die. Shibu tells the doctor that he will pay for the operation. Meanwhile, Jason's plans to go to the United States come to an unexpected halt after his passport verification doesn't go through and finds out that Sajin meddles with it. Sajin told him that he failed him because of the mismatch of father's name in birth certificate and school certificate. Sajin reveals that Varki is not Jason's real father. Jason's real father is Martin, an actor who died while Jason was young when the set of the village play caught fire. Varki saw the young Jason and felt pity for him, raising Jason as his own son. In the present, Jason is heartbroken after hearing the news and goes home. In home, Varki tells Jason that he didn't reveal the truth earlier as he feared that Jason would abandon him. Varki told him that his father was a hero because at that night he could have saved himself, but he chooses to save lots of people from the explosion before he died. Varki gave him an old case of his father. Inside it he finds a script of a story which his father wrote named Minal Murali. Varki's daughter finds a bruise on Varki's body and Jason realizes that Sajin had hit Varki. Jason is enraged and with the help of Joesmoon, disguises himself with a mask and goes to Joesmoon's school's anniversary where many policemen, including Sajin, are present. Jason, wearing the costume, attacks the policeman. He writes the name Minal Murali on the front curtain of the stage the anniversary event was held, named after a character in Martin's unfinished play. Meanwhile, to acquire the money, Shibu also wears a mask and robs the local bank. As the both happen on same day, people think both are done by Minal Murali. When Shibu gives the money to the hospital, the doctor tells that Dawson had already paid for it. Meanwhile, Pothan finds out that Jason is Minal Murali, but Sajin does not believe him. BG inform him that it's time him to pay for the visa. Jason tries to find out the money from the book, but it has disappeared. Jason realizes that Dawson had stolen the money. They both end up in an argument and Dawson informed that he took the money for the operation. Jason aggressively confronts Dawson and gives him a deadline to give him the money back before that evening. At night, Varki told Jason that whatever he did is wrong and he need to ask sorry from him. Jason realizes his mistake and goes to Dawson's home to apologize, but he didn't reach home. Shibu come to the shop with the money and told him to clear all the debt with Jason and let him marry Yu Sha. Dawson disagreed to it. Shibu leaves and comes back again to Jason's store and accused Dawson of being the obstacle between his and Yu Sha's relationship. Shibu burns down the store, killing Dawson inside, and then once again blames Minal Murali for the crime. In morning, Jason reveals to BG that he is Minal Murali. BG and Joesmoon decide to help Jason prove to the villagers that he is not the one who robbed the bank and killed Dawson, while also finding the imposter. Jason started to find that imposter and take his revenge for killing Dawson. He notices a camera of the shop which is pointed towards Jason's shop. The police and Jason view footage of the store, the night Dawson died, but the power goes out the exact moment they are about to find Shibu. Shibu, wearing a mask, ambushes the police station in an attempt to destroy the video record, the only evidence to show that he is the imposter, but Jason as Minal Murali attacks him and steals the videocassette. Jason and Shibu take their fight to a bus, where Shibu beats Jason due to him having telekinesis, which Jason does not have. Shibu destroys the cassette and escapes. However, in the altercation, the bus driver hits his head and dies, which leads to the bus not stopping before reaching the edge of a cliff, dangling precariously off of it, but Jason saves the bus, which gains him a few villagers' respect. Jason and Shibu start investigating and to find out each other's identity. After some days, Shibu goes to see Yu Sha, but Keshu asked him to go away from Yu Sha as he is going to marry her. Then we see his car with his body pulled out by police and written Minal Murali. One day, Jason remembered that in that fight in bus, he pulled out a piece of clothing from his imposter shirt and using that number he can check the name of that person from measurement book, as he is the only one running tailor shop in his village and everyone comes there. With the help of BG and Josmoon, he went to find that cloth piece. Meanwhile, Shibu heard conversation in the hospital, and came to know about a person who has been hospitalized due to lighting strike. He checks the hospital patient list. Jason also found the clothing and they both found out each other's identity. From Piley, the tea shop owner, police in the villages comes to know about Shibu. Sajin and the police force arrive to arrest Shibu, as is the impersonator, but Shibu scares them all away. Pothin finds a picture of Minal Murali from school anniversary and arrests Jason. Shibu comes for packing things and leaving the village, but Yu Sha comes to Shibu's house and realizes Shibu's love for her and reciprocates it. Shibu sees a mob outside his home and tries to stop them, but unknown to Shibu, his house slowly catches on fire. A barrel full of firecrackers catch fire, causing his house to explode, killing Yu Sha and her daughter inside. People couldn't find the body of Shibu, so they comes to a conclusion that Shibu is also dead, but he was not. With injuries, Shibu survives. A grief-stricken and now psychotic Shibu goes to a church where the villages and people gathered for the festival. With the explosive, he blows up the bridge and traps the people inside that island. Shibu planned explosive all around the island and waits for one by one to explode. The police are alerted about the situation, and Sajin, who understands the situation, frees Jason and asked him to save the people who are trapped and told him Jason is the only one who can stop Shibu. Jason wears a supersuit, goes to the church, and confronts Shibu. Jason succumbs to Shibu's telekinesis once again, but Jason has second wind after remembering his father, awakening his own telekinesis. Jason and Shibu clash again, ending in Jason impaling Shibu with a prop spear, killing Shibu instantly. While saddened over his death, Jason finally gets appreciation from the villagers while BG puts out the explosive with water. The film ends with Jason rejecting his passport and visa to go to America and telling the audience that many more villains will come in the future, but Minal Murali will be there to protect the villagers. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.